How do I ask the questions? I don't want to get a pussy up, but I want the money.
So I can give you guys context because I just found out about this young lady yesterday. So you guys are probably taken aback like I was, but I had to let her bang you in your face real fast. Now let me give you guys some context. Hey, welcome back, Motivation Nation. It's your host, Airgordon. Look, man, I'm gonna just get into this, but I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Um, I would suggest for this particular reaction to get your Bibles out because society is now going straight down into the toilet, and the only person that can save us at this point is Jesus. I'm sorry. But let's get off into this. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. This is horrible. But let me let them get into it. Then I'm gonna just give mine. I'm so taken aback. I don't even know what to say at this point, guys. I'm sorry. This is a new low for me.
There's so much tricks on his live. You know why you his live? I got a hair appointment tomorrow. No, it was so much to follow you, but look how you came. You didn't even wrap your hair. They gonna follow me anyways because I'm bad, babe. Okay, no problem. What's the question? You got one question. Talk to me. Yes, I said.
Okay, I had to let that go right there. I have to stop right here so I can give you guys context because I just found out about this young lady yesterday. So you guys are probably taken aback like I was, but I had to let her bang you in your face real fast. Now let me give you guys some context real quick so that the rest of this makes actual sense to you guys. The best sense that it can make. This lady gives young ladies tips on how to go down, how to go. The lady on the left lives in Miami. Ladies call in on her live and she gives them tips on how to come down and find a trick in Miami. So this lady gives advice on what to do to get a man to spend money on them. Okay. So that's where we are. So now you guys are up to speed. Let me let this go on so you can understand from this point what's actually taking place here. Because it took me a minute to understand what was actually happening.
How do I ask the questions? I don't want to get a pussy up, but I want the money. That's impossible. Because at a certain time, you have to give it up. Okay. Because now you're just freeloading. You just grab. That's it. So they want the pussy. A trick will give you 2 to 3 things. Then you have to, yeah. Okay. And I don't know if you sleeping. I don't know if you think Michael Jackson finna wake up, but how you gonna keep grabbing, and don't give it up? That's rare. That's like 2%. And if you find one, call me. Next question. I found one. Just one though. I'm trying to find several. Okay, so hold that tight, okay? Yes, ma'am. And what's the most he gave you? 2K. And how long? 5 months. Yeah, he just pay bills every once in a while. And that's a trick? Yeah. That's 50 cents a day. So let me get the calculator. You're actually getting robbed.
So basically, what we're seeing here, and this is why I said society is in the toilet, because and I hate to say it, but we have to call out the obvious. It's a specific demographic that champions this type of behavior, and this is why I do these videos as an educational thing at some point. Because see, on another video that I did in the past, I said I do this because if there's a young lady that's being influenced by this behavior, we're trying to give them a different perspective, and I try to speak as if I'm speaking to my daughter or to my nieces. And now here we are, full circle. Young ladies come on here looking for advice from a person like this who's leading them straight to hell. And I just have to be honest here, okay? Because you're now selling yourself for material gain. It seems to me it would be much easier to go get a job and an education. And I get it. Things are hard. Things are not necessarily fair. But you can learn a skill set that can allow you to make some money so that you don't have to put your life in jeopardy for some material things that are already overpriced. But I just, this is so, again, I tell y'all all the time, I'm like Marty McFly, I'm in a different timeline. And you're going to say, well, even in your timeline, this was going on. Yes, but it was not publicized like this. And it was not this rampant and it wasn't championed. People did these things in the dark and they were ashamed of it. They didn't want anybody to know. These people are proudly doing this and getting nothing for it except for diseases, high body counts, and materials that are basically worthless. They showed us this already when the tariffs went up. But anyway, let me let her go up. Let me let them go on. I know some of y'all get mad with the stopping, but we got to stop and give our opinion. That's what this is about. And we got to teach. Okay, this is education, unfortunately.
You're actually getting robbed, baby. But we don't do nothing. He just say, hey, you need your tires done. He get my tires done. He get my oil change. Hold on. Like, 50 he throw me money on the side. He don't. Ma'am, let me talk. I'm the professor. Let's me 2K divided by 50. He's giving you 40 cents per day. That's something. Bitches ain't getting nothing. Oh yeah, let me get. See, you settling for less. Let me get you up out of here. The fuck? Oh, you get 40 cents a day. You said that's something. 1,000 in 5 months. What your hoes? Hey, hold on.
My goodness.
Thank God I'm here. Thank God y'all met me.
No, that's
I'm gonna make y'all hoes y'all work today.
That's the devil. Why they met you? So here we go, and she's saying, "Thank God that the people met her." No, that's the devil, and that's the problem that I have also, that they prop people like this up and push them out to society, and this is where the broken homes begin. This is where the chaos and the catastrophe and the confusion begins in family structures. If this young lady had a father in her life on the right, which obviously she doesn't, because she's saying that this guy provides things for her that she should be able to call on her father to do, or an uncle, or a man that actually cares about her in her life to do. But yet she now wants to turn to the streets and look for some random guy to provide these things, and doesn't want this man to have any expectations out of her. And I'm gonna call this what it is. This lady on the left is nothing more than a madam and a pimp. Okay, and so anyone who's taking her advice, she's leading you down a path, and she's leading you somewhere that you will regret going. Okay, and those are what the facts are. And this is going to show the degeneracy that is being perpetrated, and pushed into this particular demographic. And it's going to continue to keep them in a certain level at the bottom, because they're not able to think past this type of nonsense. And now they think the only way to obtain materials is to lay down with a man. And that is a dangerous precedence to set. And, I literally just found out about this lady yesterday. I heard another person talking about her, and then boom, today she's some kind of way in my feed. I have no idea how she got in my feed, but boom, she's in my feed. And here we are. And some guy was saying that she had 60,000 people on her live. 60,000. Now, this is some random person, apparently, allegedly. This isn't a random person. Somebody else said this is alleged. I don't know. That she's giving women advice on how to get men that are tricks, and she lives at home with her mother, or lives at home with her parents, which I don't know for that to be the facts or not. But, the internet, they get to digging in on people and finding out. But either way, whether she's telling the truth or perpetuating a lie, it has now turned into something very, very financially beneficial for this lady on the left, because she had 60,000 people in her live, and people were saying that she was getting gifts that they had never seen before. So you think about that. You think about that, and they were saying that there are men and there are women in there, and these men are in her life just giving away money to random people. Now, what does that tell you guys? If that doesn't tell you that we're in a crazy timeline, and we're in a crazy shift, and that things are getting very, very dangerous. And I would not advise any woman to take any of this advice if you care about yourself, if you care about your safety, if you care about your health, and if you care about your life. You're playing a dangerous game. Let me tell you something. People, they're kidnapping grown men, because let me tell you something. You can be whatever you want to be. You can be an MMA or UFC champion, but if the odds are stacked against you numbers wise, you just can't win, right? And I'm saying that to say this. And imagine if you're not an MMA UFC champion, and you're completely outnumbered, and you put yourself in a position, and you find yourself in the back of a van with no windows. How do you escape that? And you're in a container headed overseas. How do you escape that? Because you're listening at woo ladies tips on how to get an overpriced Hermes bag that costs $2 to manufacture that they sell for $20,000. I don't know, man. Look, it's dangerous. This is very scary. This is not a laughing matter. This is not a playing matter. This is a shift that is happening culturally that has to be stopped, and it has to be nipped in the bud, and it has to be investigated. And I mean immediately, because this leads to illegitimate children, unwed women, multiple baby fathers. I was with him, he fooled me. I thought he had money, but he's broke. Children not knowing their fathers, and then this cycle continues to perpetuate itself because this young lady wants to go down and get a bag and some flip-flops and some sandals and something to eat. That's going to turn into waste later on that night. But anyway, man, look, this is very concerning for me. This is very dangerous for me. And it's shameful, but this is where we are. People are championing this type of behavior, and people are cheering this lady on. But I need to know from you guys what it is that you think about this. Have you heard of this lady? Is this your first time hearing about this lady, as it was mine? And I would encourage you guys to go and take, for those of you guys that are logical, and for those of you guys that have young daughters and even young sons, I would encourage you to go and look at this and show this to your children, and as a learning lesson, right? As far as the type of what not to do, the type of people to not listen in and not be influenced by. And for any young ladies out there that are impressionable, that are watching this ain't the way. Go and learn something that can allow you to make money, so that you can be independent, so that you can find a man that cares about you and you guys can grow together. Because if you think you're going to get by using people, you're going to find out the hard way that the people that think that they're using people get used up the most. But I'm not going to, you know what? I'm going to let it go, because I'll make the video too long. Okay. So I need you guys to jump down in the comments and let me know what you guys think about this. Hey, I didn't mean to start preaching today, but this is just one of those topics that's kind of near and dear to the heart, because I see the direction that society is going, and I'm stopping. That's it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Out.